What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Around the Monitor for the week of July 2nd. I'm your host, Zach, and welcome to the Gaming News Talk Show, where every point you make in the discussion is a point towards winning. How things work here: we talk through the week's news in gaming. Every time somebody makes an interesting point or a good joke, I give them an actual point, and whoever has the highest score by the end of the week wins for that show. Chris also likes to mock me in every intro, and he's been doing it for a while, and I've never acknowledged it, but I want him to know that I know that he's doing it.
I've been doing it for like 8 months.
Yes, I know.
Okay,
but because I'm feeling extra spicy today, I saw you doing it, and I was like, all right, this is the fucking day I nail this guy to the cross. You know what I'm saying?
I don't understand what you think you've done other than make me win.
Fuck you.
Because the point was to get you to acknowledge it, which you've done.
Joining me once again, we've got the world's #1 Psychonauts 2 fan. It's David.
Hey, Zach.
Yeah.
Get wrecked.
We've got the Ace Attorney, Pridge.
I already got my payment for being on this stream.
That's true. Pridge did actually get a maid outfit sent to him by me, so you know.
This is the only payment I have. This is the only payment I'll ever need.
There we go.
It's a work thing, I swear, Mom.
We've got this piece of shit, Chris.
It's Bidoof Day, you know what that means.
No, you ruined my bit, you fuck. And last but not least,
you had so much time.
We've got the hockey sticks and sickle herself, Elise. I'm sorry I didn't have much excitement to give your name this time because I'm really mad at Chris.
It's hot out there, y'all. But you know where it's not hot?
Huh.
The icy mountains of Skyrim. I spent like 5 hours modding that thing, and it's working.
Oh, okay.
I spent 5 hours modding Skyrim, so it's finally a good game.
I was just saying, you know what is hot
Honestly.
though? Elise's GPU right now. Holy shit. Speaking of though, folks, it is actually Canada today. Welcome to our Canadian viewers and also Elise.
Canada Day today?
What did I say?
Canada today.
You said it's Canada today.
Guess what?
which is true.
Folks, today is Canada, but it's also Bidoof Day. Our Lord and Savior, Bidoof. And hey, if you haven't watched the show before, we always start with a trivia question to determine the order. This week's trivia question is, what is Bidoof's Pokemon number in the Pokedex?
Oh,
National Dex? I guess that would make sense.
Yeah,
I feel like Chris may know the number, give or take 5.
I was slightly worried that Chris would know it.
I think I'm going to be close.
Yeah.
So I will. Does that mean I should go first or I should go last?
I would say
You should go last. You should go last. Yeah.
I think Bidoof is.
We just
Oh, no, you're right. I forgot how words work. Go ahead.
You should go last. Okay, then I'll answer right now.
This is going to be a great episode already. I can already tell.
The energy is high.
Okay, I'll go last.
You know, Bidoof's Gen 4, right?
Yeah.
Gen 3.
No, not Gen 3.
4.
We're playing Gen 3.
Oh, right,
Gen
6
3.
against Gen 3.
Bidoof. That's not
I'm going to say he's number 372.
Okay. 372, says David.
I'm gonna say he's number 420. Plays it.
Fucking nice.
I'm going to say he's number 511.
511.
All right, Elise is last.
Damn.
Helen's Dex ends before 400, so Bidoof has to be like right before 400. So I'm gonna say 396.
Wow, you did almost get that. It is 399.
Ah,
So close.
Dang.
So close.
damn it, Bidoof.
That
There
does
were way
mean,
more Pokemon before Gen 5.
yeah. I think the first few
Fridge
gens
is
are-
second, yeah.
Yeah,
I
so-
think the big problem is that 2 doesn't actually add a ton. It adds a decent amount, but it doesn't.
and it's
add as much as you
100.
think it
Yeah.
does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, the correct order, I believe, will be Chris, followed by Pridge, followed by David, followed by Elise. Let's talk about those topics that we have for this week. First off, ex-Blizzard devs partner with Tencent to make an RTS-based gaming studio. Xcloud is now available on Game Pass to Game Pass Ultimate subscribers on both iPhones and PC. This one's low-hanging fruit, but hey, CDPR says they're satisfied with Cyberpunk's stability now, 6 months after the game came out.
That makes one of us.
Yeah. PlayStation has acquired Nixxes, a company specializing in PC ports. And much in the same vein, they officially announced they've acquired Housemarque. And depending if you believe an accidental post by the Japanese PlayStation account, also Bluepoint. Whoops. Magic Legends is apparently not going to make it out of beta. That game is going to be closed very shortly. Xbox and Kojima are officially working together. GameStop will now ask you to join their paid subscription service to maybe be able to buy a PlayStation 5. What the fuck, you pieces of shit? A man who's been sued by GameStop for hosting a man who has been sued by Nintendo for hosting a ROM site can't even pay them $50 a month, which is the minimum monthly payment of his $2.1 million settlement. Nintendo, trying to get blood from a rock here. Indie Dev says that it sucks to put your game on PlayStation consoles. Most notably, this sparked off conversation this week when it was revealed that in order to get your game featured on the PlayStation Store, you have to pay Sony $25,000. Which, hey, if you're an indie developer, you can't fucking do that. And Konami is partnered with Bloober Team, which, hey, come on, this has got to be Silent Hills, right? Right? And last but not least, Ghost of Tsushima's Director's Cut has been announced. It is coming to PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and includes extra content. Most notably a new story DLC, which features a new island and a new story.
It's also Bidoof Day. I think Zach just must have left that article off, though.
Yeah, I never heard of Whose Day? That being said, this is Around the Monitor. Chris, what would you like to talk about for your first topic of the show?
Obviously, I should talk about Magic Legends, because I'm the one who plays Magic the Gathering here, but...
You care about it, I guess.
I am going to talk about the ex-Blizzard and Tencent getting into bed together to make what's presumably going to be a bad game.
Surprise.
Here's the thing about this. So, some Blizzard is a terrible company. We all know this. A lot of people left Blizzard. That's a good both choice for like moral reasons and like, probably your own wallet because they only like to pay fucking Bobby Kotick. And Tencent was like, "Ooh, gimme. We would like one of those sweet RTSs that you guys make that set the world on fire." But here's my problem with this, and here's why I genuinely have no faith in this.
Okay.
Because as much as I would love to get excited for a new Blizzard style RTS that fucking blows up and goes crazy, I don't think that the I don't think RTS is a genre anymore. I think it's dead. I just think it's dead. I don't think there's a place for it in our current game atmosphere. And as much as I would love to be proven wrong on that, I just don't think I will be, because we got what we wanted out of the RTS when we made the MOBA, because the MOBA lets me play with my friends. And RTSs are very insular and they're designed to be 1v1s. It's like there's no market for 2v2 Street Fighter for a reason. And also, when was the last time Blizzard made a good fucking RTS? Because they had Brood War.
Yeah, it's I guess StarCraft.
It's been DLC. What, 20 fucking years? Like, it's just not this is nothing. And when we learn in 6 months that this project has been canceled and whoever I don't remember which fucking group of people from Blizzard had left, whichever group moved over to fucking Tencent has already given up and moved on to a different project, I won't be surprised.
Yeah, I mean I hate to agree with you, but I do think that RTS games are kind of
dead. You can say it. We're healing.
The only RTS game I can ever imagine having a chance of success is Age of Empires, and even still, that is not going to hit, I think, nearly the numbers that they want it to.
It's also not like a competitive RTS. So like Age of Empires 2 was, at least. True.
Age of Empires 2 kind of was. It had a pretty big competitive scene until StarCraft came around and all that.
That's a very good point.
But look, didn't Warcraft Reforged do terrible numbers?
Warcraft
but that's
was awful.
Because it was broken. It was a broken game.
Yeah, but I'm sure
Not only was it a broken game,
I don't
But
know
they
if it
broke-
ended.
No,
They
Blizzard,
broke the old
no.
game.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I do know that, and that's just Blizzard gonna Blizzard, baby.
Yeah.
No, I agree on that. I actually think I think the RTS is mostly dead, and competitive RTS is 100% dead.
Yeah.
I don't know where this new game's supposed to fit in anywhere.
For me, RTSs have like a place as single player like campaign games.
Yep, I'm with Elise there.
Those are great. The idea that you need to click 500 times a second in the exact right spot,
Madness.
madness.
Yeah.
But my
And to be
APM.
Not only that, but like just the fact that from what I've seen of RTS like competitive, it's just really formulaic. Like
Yes.
you just kind of go through the motions and be faster at it. And there is like a couple choices you make, but generally it's just you do the strategy. It's like that's why I say you do the campaign and then leave it.
For sure. Checking in with the chat, Dan Sinarstan gives Chris a point saying, I think Paradox is the only publisher who can get away with an RTS. Paradox does...
They make like
made
the
an
Crusader
RTS.
Kings.
Don't they publish Crusader Kings. Don't they
Oh,
publish
that's Grand Strategy, though, right?
No, they create Crusader
Okay.
Kings and
They
it's not
publish a
just
lot of shit.
publishing. But yeah, they also publish a fuckload of things. They published Magicka. That game's great.
Yeah, that game's
That's
great.
wild. Oh, shit. I didn't know they also did that. Okay.
Yeah.
Moving on, though. Pridge, what would you like to talk about for your first topic of the show?
I want to talk about how Nintendo can't get its $50.
Doug Bowser needs his money.
Doug Bowser needs his cash. So, as we've talked about several times before, Nintendo is very trigger happy when it comes to lawsuits and very, very protective of all the dead franchises it owns that it doesn't ever plan to make games for again.
Yeah, sure
Which is an entire conversation in its own right, but that's not what we're here to talk about. What we're here to talk about is Nintendo. Back in 2019, Nintendo sued a man named Matthew Storman, who had created a ROM site called ROM Universe. Earlier this year, the lawsuit finally finished, and this random dude was told to pay Nintendo $2.1 million. To break that down, that's $35,000 for each of the 49 Nintendo games found on the site, plus $400,000 in trademark damages. Which is kind of bonkers.
It's really wild because, like, listen, I've never been to a ROM website, but I've heard of some that have way more than 49 ROMs on them. So the idea that this one website only had 49 ROMs and this man is being charged $2.1 million is bonkers.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So obviously, because this random guy whose literal only source of income was this ROM site, obviously does not have $2.1 billion. He agreed to a thing to basically pay Nintendo $50 a month.
For the rest of his life.
Well, yeah, I was actually going to grab a quick calculator really quickly and find out.
And his children's lives.
50 times 12. Okay, so he gives them $600 a year.
Jesus.
2.1 million.
Oh,
Oh no.
Divided by 600.
Oh my God.
All right, so so in a solid 3,500 years,
No.
he'll have paid off the entire award.
No.
God.
But even
I'm hearing
better,
that he's getting off lightly.
but what this actual article is about is apparently he has missed his payments and has failed to make his $50 a month payment. So, in response, Nintendo has sent another court filing that is asking for a permanent injunction against him to ensure that basically a permanent injunction just tells you can't do something. So the permanent injunction is basically designed to make it so you can never make another ROM site again. And the truth of the matter here is Nintendo doesn't actually want this guy's $50 a month. They really don't particularly care. They want the injunction because Nintendo's insane. I doubt this guy would try and make another ROM site, given that, the last one he tried put him $2.1 million in debt. So I don't even know why they care that much about the injunction. But the moral of the story is, the not paying the $50 is really just what Nintendo's using as the means to ask for the injunction. Because that's actually what they want, even though I think that's absolutely pointless, because I'm pretty sure this guy has learned his lesson.
Right. I mean, it could be like sending a message thing too, but at this point I feel like they've done it enough.
But Nintendo sent about 800 million messages.
Right. Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
Not to fuck with them.
And like, yeah.
At this point, we can all agree it's overkill, Nintendo. We get it.
We get it. You won't let us buy these games on modern consoles, but we also can't emulate them, so I guess I'll just never play these games ever again.
We get it. You hate your old franchises and everyone who wants to play them.
Thanks,
that's
Doug.
literally what they want.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Doug.
Well, they want us to buy their new games.
Yes, and stop thinking about F-Zero. F-Zero never happened.
F-Zero isn't real. We just keep putting this random character named Captain Falcon in Smash games, but no one knows what he's from.
He's from
Just came
Smash.
from the ether.
He's from Smash.
Earthbound was the
the
last
protagonist
game
of
in the
Smash
series.
He's the first original character designed solely for Smash.
Yes. Followed by Pit.
And Ness and Lucas.
Yeah, and Ness and Lucas.
Who is Lucas?
Yeah,
I don't know who that is. That game never came out, and you can't
And Roy.
emulate it
Don't forget
anywhere.
Roy.
You're also right. Goddamn.
Oh, Roy's a Fire Emblem character, and they admit all the Fire Emblem characters exist.
Yeah.
Roy in Fire Emblem 7 as a child.
He's a baby.
He's
Yeah.
a baby.
Well, I guess he's a kid at the very end, but
Moral of the story, Nintendo's insane. And I don't fucking get it.
Yeah.
Save data does not endorse piracy in any form.
yep.
However, if
But
you're looking for ROMs,
Christopher Elliott does.
Elise, no, stop. Don't finish that sentence. Speaking of the chat, so Billy gives Pridge a point for doing the math. Vic gives Pridge a point for the crossover years. Also, 3,000 years is Doug Bowser a vampire? That would be a wild twist. Dan Sayonara-san gives a point saying they're going to invent ways to keep fucking him up. Or they're going to invent ways to keep him alive for thousands of years so he can fucking pay up. And
they spend more money creating
spend billions,
life-preserving technology than they make from this guy, but it's just to send a message.
Halucha gives a point because Save Data endorses saving ROMs. I mean, can we
Save
say
Data
that we
does
do
not
that?
endorse piracy in any way, shape, or form. Thank you for coming.
However,
Yeah.
the entity Christopher Elliott does.
Yeah,
In no
yeah.
relation to Save Data.
Right. David, what would you like to talk about for your first topic of the show?
I'm gonna combine two because it's dumb that they're separate. We're talking about PlayStation acquiring different studios.
Okay, I mean, I was just trying to pad the catalog for this.
Listen. If I take the Housemarque one, ain't no one talking about fucking Nixxes, all right?
You know what? You're right.
All right, so this week on their blog and Twitter and everything, PlayStation announced that they picked up two studios. First, they picked up Housemarque, the creators of the recent Returnal game for PS5.
Mm-hmm.
I'll start there. So that's cool. I'm happy they picked up Housemarque because they do a lot of cool games that do not sell enough. And Housemarque even made their own statement about this acquisition, where the CEO or head of Housemarque basically came out and stated just that, which I appreciate the just bluntness of and being frank and honest of like, hey, like we thought our games were cool. Critics thought our games were cool. The players that played our games thought it was cool. That was like 5 of you. So we're really glad PlayStation bought us so we can stay in business, y'all.
Yeah.
So I'm happy for them because it sounds like they have really struggled over the years to keep the doors open and the lights on. And I'm glad Returnal seems like it's been a big enough of a success that PlayStation was like, hey, we're going to pull the trigger. We're going to buy you. You're hopefully going to make either games the same size as Returnal or do some like smaller games, or maybe they'll beef up Housemarque and do marquee games again. Get Housemarque marquee. Yeah. I like it.
Okay.
So maybe they'll beef it up because PlayStation seems to not really like small games at this point. They like making their big blockbusters. So we'll see what they do with Housemarque. I feel like they're not ever going to be making blockbusters in the near future. I think they're going to be doing smaller titles to hopefully just beef up the PS5 library because there aren't a ton of exclusives yet. Right. So that's cool. I'm happy they got picked up. PlayStation also officially announced that they picked up Nixxes, basically a company that does PC ports. Mm-hmm. They've ported a bunch of the Tomb Raider games. I think they've worked with PlayStation before, but maybe not in an officially announced capacity. They did like Deus Ex Mankind Divided, the recent one. Yeah, they've done a few. So this one I actually think is extremely exciting because this means PlayStation has recognized that PC ports are good. They're good for business. They hopefully draw enthusiasm from the PC crowd to actually go out and buy a PS5. Enough for them to pick up a studio that will probably just be porting PlayStation exclusives for the next 10 years
100%.
To PC, which is awesome. I don't think we're ever going to get, no, not ever, but I don't think in the next 5 to 10 years we're going to get to the point where PlayStation's doing what Xbox is and putting them on PC day one with their own console. I don't think that's a PlayStation move unless leadership changes there again. But years down the line, getting awesome games, like I wouldn't be super shocked with this pickup for like God of War to make its way to PC before Ragnarok comes out. I think it's smart. It's a good honestly, it's a good business decision. There's a ton of people now who've played Horizon Zero Dawn, and Horizon's coming out in presumably the fall holiday season, maybe next year because they haven't locked in that date, who are now trying to get PS5s to play Horizon and play some of these other PlayStation games. So I think it's a great decision. I had never heard of Nixxes before. I don't know if any of you had, but
same. No idea who these people were.
But I mean, they're a porting house, so that's not super shocking. Right. But I'm excited for it, and I guess the last one is PlayStation Japan accidentally tweeted an image of. It was the same image welcoming Housemarque to the PlayStation studios. Yep. Except it was Bluepoint. And the image was slightly edited, so it had a sliver in there that fit the same theme as everything else. That had the
Demon's Souls remake
main character knight guy that they use for all the marketing.
Fucked up.
Somebody 100%.
Congratulations, Bluepoint. Least surprising one on here that you got picked up. PlayStation's been doing a bunch of exclusives with them, so not shocking. But I guess the big question for me is: are they going to make an original game? Or are they going to just continue going back and doing these, albeit utterly fantastic remasters?
Very good remasters.
They are fucking excellent at doing this stuff, so I won't be disappointed if that's what they end up doing. But I would be a little surprised if they keep doing that for like eternity. I would think at some point the people at Bluepoint are going to want to make their own fucking game.
Right. It's a thing where I don't know exactly how big Bluepoint is. I imagine they're somewhere in like maybe the 100 staff size.
I think that's right.
I
don't know.
They were around
to make a game.
They were 90 to 110 as of beginning of last year. So yeah, that's pretty dead on.
If you ask me, it takes 3 people to make a video game. So
okay.
Well, something to note there is, I think we talked about it a couple months ago when Atlas ported Persona 4 Golden onto PC, and like they made a fuckload of money off that.
Oh yeah.
They're like, they basically said to the world, port your shit to PC.
Yeah.
Because people will buy it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't think that's a new thing. I think the new thing is AAA developers doing it, like a PlayStation, like an Xbox. Like, as Xbox has been doing it for over a year now. And before Atlas did it with P4, like the big one that made waves was Monster Hunter. I think that was. I honestly think that's the one that started it. Of like,
I mean,
Monster Hunter World got ported, and they made a fuckload of money.
If any company is like, we ported something to PC, and then we made more money than we've made in our entire existence ever. This is the best-selling game we've ever had in 20-something years. Everyone's gonna go, Go on.
Do tell.
Yeah.
Listen, everyone has a computer. Like,
Yeah.
just fucking everyone has a computer, and
You
not
have
everyone has
phones,
a
don't you?
PlayStation. So it's gonna keep being there, and like people are gonna keep buying these souped up PCs and playing. So
Right.
it's free money. Go get your free money.
Catching up with the chat here, RK Fan gives David a point saying, David has been my biggest defendant and I'm interested in this topic, but mostly defending me from the ruthless Zach. Listen, RK Fan.
Hey, today we all defended you against Zach.
You fucking... I was
That's
gonna show up on Saturday and support you, but I don't know anymore. Vic the Foxy
Now
Gamer.
he's gonna hit you with the chair.
Vic the Foxy Gamer to a point to David for literally taking a point away from David for literally no reason, probably spite or beard envy. Scratch that, definitely beard envy. I don't make the rules.
Mountain Man David is a good period in the save data history.
And Halucha gives a point to David for the good summary of articles I'm too lazy to read. Hey, that's why we do the show. And Justinut gives a point to David. And
No, he took away.
and
It's
then
divisive out
and
here,
then
folks.
Dan gives it back. And then Dan is a nerd because we got too many Dans in these
Chat
communities.
out here.
Gives a
So
point to
many Dans.
David. Oh, it was an extra back to David. So hey, David, you get another point. There you go.
Heck yeah.
David profited 1 point in that entire exchange.
Yeah, exactly. The chat goes back and forth, but at the end of the day, David gets one more point than what he started with. Elise, what would you like to talk about for your first topic? 40 minutes into the show.
Speaking of PlayStation's first party, let's talk about PlayStation's support for third-party shit.
Hey, yeah.
Namely, bad.
Yes.
Especially for like indie devs.
Mhm.
Basically, the gist of the story here is that multiple indie devs have either reached out or been reached out to by John Walker from Kotaku, who wrote this article, basically saying that unless you spend $25,000 to get on the featured page of PlayStation's store, you will not make sales on PlayStation. This is compared to, say, the Xbox store or the Switch store or the Steam store, where they have places for that. They have new releases sections. They've got the deals section. They've got just like tailored for you sections, all sorts of stuff like that. PlayStation either doesn't have that, or where they do have it, it's still governed by the featured system. Basically meaning that for indie devs, you will not sell games on PlayStation, at least compared to everywhere else. Whitethorn Games, who published or who made games like Calico, Aground, Evans Remains, they said that they got 60% of their sales on Switch, 30% on Xbox, 7% on Steam, and 3% on PlayStation. Those awesome guys, Christian Bottia, they make the Monster Prom games, which I know we're all fans of. 91.5% on Steam.
Yeah,
might
makes
make
sense.
7.6 on Switch, 0.6 on Xbox, and 0.3% on PlayStation.
Jeez.
Because PlayStation Store is just completely hostile. And on the other hand, we've got things like the Steam Store, which has been, changing it up a little bit. I don't know. I don't want to say if it's better or worse, but with their featured and tailored sections for you or whatever, because it was kind of the opposite of this, the Wild West, where you just got fucking anything. And I know I still do.
There's I definitely turned to my Steam thing today and it was like, here's this game. I'm like, I'm never gonna I'm never gonna pay for this game. Why is this showing this to me? But sure, maybe somebody will.
I got fucking hentai games, and it's recommended for you because you played fucking this racing game, and that fucking.
Well, are they wrong?
I'm like, are you sure about that?
Yeah. Gotta go fast.
So basically, PlayStation fucking sucks, and apparently it's not just that. They're just hard to work with in general. It's hard to get your stuff on there. It's hard. This is multiple indie devs coming out and saying it fucking sucks to work with PlayStation. Something interesting in this article as well is that one of them tweeted out, or one of them mentioned, Game Pass, and that Game Pass had a lot of value to it, which was kind of surprising to me because the value share on that can't be great, considering how good of a deal it is for the consumer.
There's a weird thing that's been pointed out time and time again when a game goes on Game Pass. Somehow it just existing on Game Pass and getting good word of mouth from that, its sales skyrocket on other platforms too, which is so weird.
It's exactly what you said. It's word of mouth. It goes up there, even if 50 people play it, that's 50 more than would have, who then tell their friends, and they tell their friends.
Outer Worlds, which was on Game Pass at launch, ended up selling I think over 1 million copies on PlayStation, where people had to pay full price for it, which is so wild to me. But sure, I guess if you want to pay for it on your own console, then sure. But
and even still, after asking for $25,000 to even be seen on the store, basically to exist on the store other than searching the exact name.
Search your name, which is it's not going to happen.
Not going to happen unless it's available in other stores and fucking word of mouth or whatever. They're still taking the 30% cut,
right,
from all devs.
Right. Ooh, wrong way. It's crazy. It's frustrating because it's cool to see this kind of behind the scenes stuff. And I can't remember. I guess you're right. It was the original Kotaku article that said, "Hey, turns out it costs $25,000 to get your game featured on PlayStation Store," and then that sparked a deluge of people being like, "Hey, yeah, it fucking sucks to try and get your game sold on PlayStation," and a bunch of indie devs just all came out together and said it, which is it's cool to see all these people banding together and saying, hey, this sucks. And maybe with this much, kind of negative press, PlayStation will actually relent. I don't know if they will, because they haven't always done that in the past, but it's something.
More like the PlayStation, am I right?
What did you
say? Speaking about
Microsoft,
this is a quote from another publisher that says, heck, they invite you to shows. They not only invite you if you're already popular, they try to invite quality games no matter if you know them already.
Right.
And Game Pass is a thing that it offers good value. Basically, it's not just about the store, it's about Microsoft, and to a lesser extent Switch and Steam, but mostly Microsoft, are not just looking for you to pay up, you to fucking do all the work for them. They're looking to get good games on their platform in any way they can, to get good games on Game Pass, to get good games on the Xbox Store, however they do it. And that doesn't just include the most high-profile, highly marketed games.
Yeah, it's facts. Xbox has been really aggressively courting consumers through good consumer-friendly action, so that's why I'm a person who doesn't own an Xbox but considers myself an Xbox fan, because everything they do is beneficial to me.
Yeah, well, I got Game Pass, so.
Right. Catching up with the chat, Dan as a nerd gives a point saying, I mean, Switch's eShop can be frustrating to navigate, but this is insane. How can people even find new games that way? Yeah, the only time I boot up my PlayStation 5 to download a new game is because I know it's exactly what I want to get on PlayStation. It's really frustrating. Vic the Foxy Gamer gives a point to at least because you're cool. However, Dan Sinarstan says, while Elise is cool, that's not good enough of a reason. I am the law. It takes the point away. Halucha gives a point to Chris for the joke, which I couldn't even hear before. And I think that's all the points I missed. Also, Will in the chat.
Will gave a point back to Elise, yeah.
I said more like PlayStation, am I right?
Oh, okay. That works. That works.
True.
Chris it is your turn to speak again. However, we have been recording 50 minutes.
I got you, baby.
Let's do a lightning round, everybody. Rain pace.
Everybody, you say brain pace?
Rain pace. It's a theater thing.
Gotcha.
It's like outdoor theater. It's like you see the rain coming, and you're like, "Shit, we have to finish." If you
yep,
don't...
this is gonna save us time by explaining it.
Yeah, it's a good bit. Anyway, sorry.
All right, let's talk about Magic Legends because fuck's sake, everything is terrible. You remember when we talked about how there's no market for RTSs? Apparently, despite my belief that this was a market, there is no market for Diablo clones, apparently, because the one with all the money in Christendom behind it just couldn't happen. Here's the thing. So Magic Legends was Magic the Gathering's attempt at, hey, we're making a Diablo and we're calling it an MMO, even though it clearly isn't, because fuck's sake. And it came out and apparently was bad. But then apparently it started to get good where people were saying, hey, they're fixing a lot of the problems. There's actually endgame content now. It's good. That was the last thing I heard about it. Next thing I heard about this game is that it's gone. We're taking it away. Stop trying to save it. So here's the thing. We don't know what happened. We don't know why they're shutting down. We can assume it's because of player expectations below what they wanted. But then again, why can't Wizards just pay to make that problem go away? We can assume that it was like development issues or this, that, and the third. But I wanna spice things up a little bit, baby. So here's what I want to know: what fucking bullshit happened backstage that made this thing go away? Who left this to go to that new terrible TSR company to make offensive D&D games or whatever the fuck happened?
You know, they just tapped all their mana and realized they couldn't. That's a magic joke.
It is. It checks out. This makes no sense to me. I really don't understand how. Like, Wizards is a classic example of they have two things that make them $1 bajillion. They have D&D, duh, and they have Magic the Gathering, duh. They can do whatever the fuck they want, and they are so bad at it. Like, it took them what, 15 years to get a stable like PC version of Magic the Gathering, the most popular card game in the world, to work.
Yeah.
And then the year before Magic Arena came out, they said, we don't know if it's going to be profitable. Cut to next year, the most profitable year ever. Magic Arena makes almost as much as Paper Magic. What a concept!
That's wild.
Wizards is an incredibly inept company. They're lucky that they own two of the biggest things in the world, or they'd be dead. Very similar to how Game Freak is very lucky they have Pokemon, or they'd be dead. The same thing, but here. Fuck's sake, RIP Magic Legends, I never downloaded it.
Yeah, I mean, my question to you is this: do you think it's a thing of them being like, oh, well, this isn't an instant money earner like we were hoping it would be, like our two other major things?
People were saying that because Magic Arena turned a profit instantly.
Yeah,
like it was making money in beta, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
That they were just like, why bother? Which,
right.
I mean, I agree with, but also like you spent all that dev money. But then again, I mean, at what point does a company that makes that much money say dev money doesn't matter? So we can just act like it never happened. And I don't know if this works with games, but in TV and movies, if your thing does not make a profit, you can actually write it off.
Could be a tax break kind of thing.
Yeah, because you can. For
really
example, if you write off a television show and then you run reruns of it, you don't get into the ad revenue. But you also get a tax break for writing it off. So.
Interesting. Huh. It's not really the season for tax
we did that
stuff,
one for the fans. We did that for the
for the culture.
Exactly.
Which is why Cartoon Network does not run reruns of like Megas XLR and shit.
Arcade Fan gives a point to Chris for his chaotic energy. And Vic the Foxy Gamer gives a point back to David because I'm sorry. Also, Zach, I believe you were looking for they tapped all their mana so they couldn't respond to the opponent. Sure. Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's been a long time since I played Magic, all right?
They were the hit Magic the Gathering podcast Tapped Out.
Was that what the name of it was?
It's a popular Magic the Gathering podcast. What do you want from me?
Yeah, that's fair. Could be also a wrestling podcast. I don't know.
No, that's fair.
Your interests combined. Pridge, what would you like to talk about for your second topic of the show?
All right, I'm going to grab some low-hanging fruit.
Tell us about CDPR.
So, CD Projekt Red with some strong words of confidence say they are now quite satisfied with the stability and performance of Cyberpunk 2077. Y'all, your game released 7 months ago. I really hope you're satisfied with it not being a bugged out, messy piece of shit.
Yeah.
You delayed this game like 12 times, and then it sucked for a while. I really, really hope you can, at the bare minimum, be quite satisfied.
Just like Alexander Hamilton.
Now don't worry. Sony still said there's performance issues on the base PS4 version, and that there's still going to be lots of fix and updates for the last gen version. So it still ain't good. But don't worry, y'all. They quite satisfied.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much here besides just to epically laugh at how how it all came crashing down on a game that had so much potential, and then CDPR is like, yeah, fuck it, let's just do a really bad job at everything. let's delay the game 8 times, crunch our employees, and still not be able to do anything. Let's release some completely meaningless update maps with no information on them, or
with no dates, just
with no dates or anything, just vague timelines.
Right. It's
my guess is Cyberpunk will be at its full 100% capacity right before that guy pays back his $2.1 million to Nintendo.
No,
it's absolutely wild. Who would have thought that when you crush the spirit of your creative employees that they release a product with no spirit?
It's not even that. Like they ignored the obvious signs that this game wasn't ready and they shouldn't put it out. And I get that they wanted to have the holiday release to impress the investors, but like, guys, come on.
That didn't really work because then their stocks crash.
Yeah, their stock I think dropped like 30%.
I think it was more than that, but yeah, it was a lot.
Insane.
It was more than that, yeah. Have modders fixed this game yet?
There are some mods. There are some mods. I don't know if it's mod supported, but there are mods.
I mean, I know there's a lot
there was
of
that
mods
one
on.
you can have sex with Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Somebody made a mod.
So,
you can have sex
so the answer to my question about being fixed was yes.
No, because I took down that mod.
Damn
it. Catching up with the chat. Vic took away a point from Chris so that Pridge and Chris would be tied. However, N Mackie gives the point to gives a point to Pridge, so Pridge is in front of Chris.
I'm okay with this reality.
That's fine. David, what would you like to talk about for your second topic of the show?
Let's talk about Game Pass.
I thought you were just going to say, let's talk about games. And I was like, okay.
Ooh, that's a change.
Like, we haven't been this entire show. No, we didn't talk about any games at all. Not at all.
Yeah, Game Pass.
Listen, folks, there was a feature that was in like beta earlier this year, which was Game Pass on browser. So Game Pass being available on both PCs and iPhones via browser. Guess what? That shit's out now.
Yeah.
This is awesome because there are a bunch of games that are essentially only on the console and cloud Game Pass that were not on PC that we can play now. Hello, Halo 5 Guardians, talking to you. Maybe Zach will do a Halo video now. Who knows? Maybe I'll actually Halo games now. Who knows? Probably. I've never actually played through one to completion. So,
really,
I think this is really awesome. This is basically what I was waiting for to really get into Game Pass. This is my dream for when I'm traveling. Because, like, realistically, most of the games on your phone, form factor's bad for it. Like, you don't want to play a shooter on your phone. You just don't. You don't want to play like a Devil May Cry or something on your phone. It's too fast paced and the lag's gonna like kill you. But if you're able to play on like a laptop that you hardline into in a hotel or something, this is what I wanted. This is so I can have a Switch and like a laptop, which I already am gonna bring traveling now that COVID's ending, sort of. We got vaccines. This is exactly what I want. So this will let me travel, play Xbox games wherever. I don't have to install anything. I just pick a game and go. There are a ton of games available. This is awesome. And like this is the promise. If this actually works at scale with a ton of people, this is huge for Xbox. Absolutely huge. And it's included in Game Pass Ultimate, which is right now on sale on Amazon with 3 months for $30. So it's $10 a month. Yeah. I just picked up 6 months of cards. So
wait,
I should do that.
I just got it the other day for $1 for 3 months.
For the first time, or no?
Yeah.
Well, I've had Game Pass before. I haven't had Ultimate before.
How many
Taco
that's
Bell
what
I haven't either.
Before. Yeah.
Shit, I should sign
I've
up
had
for that
Ultimate
too.
before, so yeah. But yeah, like if you haven't used Game Pass Ultimate before, I'm pretty sure they're still doing like either $1 first month or $1 first 3 month promos like all the time. So literally go try it out, play some games you're excited for, and then play Psychonauts. Like that'd be cool.
I like how you would say that. Like, of course I'm not excited for Psychonauts, but I guess I'll play it.
I mean, no. I mean for everyone else.
Twisting David's arm here to play Psychonauts.
No, for everyone else.
Right,
like, listen, I know all of you are not going to go on and be like, oh man, the benefits of cloud gaming are I can play this 15, 16-year-old game on my computer. No, it's other stuff. But then you can play Psychonauts in preparation for August 25th when Psychonauts 2 comes out.
Hey, you know what?
You can also play Titanfall 2.
Listen, you can also play Titanfall 2, but you can play
I guess you might even say it's the best deal in gaming.
I mean, I would say that.
It really is the best deal in gaming. That's 100% accurate.
Yeah.
Speaking of, Halucha gives David a point for Psychonauts hype.
Psychonauts hype!
Elise, rounding us out, what would you like to talk about for the final topic of the show?
The news story here is that Kojima Productions, who I believe was just started after Metal Gear Solid 5. Kojima was like ousted from Konami.
Yeah. And
started his own company with beer and hookers.
Yep.
Blackjack and hookers.
Blackjack and hookers. Fuck. They've had communications with Xbox that they're going to be publishing an Xbox game. So a lot of bad news for Sony this week.
It's true. It's true. They did buy 2, maybe 3 game studios, though.
They did buy 2, maybe 3 game studios. But also Microsoft's doing pretty well for themselves, too.
Absolutely.
They've signed a letter of intent that they intend to work out details on a publishing agreement. So it's not quite an agreement, but it's they're going to have one soon, probably, as long as everything works out.
Yeah.
We don't know what this will be. We know we're getting Death Stranding Director's Cut. Is that it?
Yeah.
This year. And that's coming to PlayStation and PC, I believe. But people love Kojima. Kojima seems like a pretty cool dude. And seems like he makes...
No, he's not.
What? Am I wrong?
I don't think Kojima's really cool, too.
I mean,
but...
he's an auteur and everything that comes with that, which is mostly like negativity, but...
kind of being a dick sometimes.
I do enjoy most of his games, so...
But we're getting a Kojima game on Xbox, and it's probably going to be on Game Pass. So prepare for that.
Oh, that's a good point.
By getting Game Pass.
Yeah.
The best deal in gaming.
Exactly. It is the best deal in gaming, everybody. If you're watching this or listening to this and you don't have the Xbox Game Pass, you are missing out because it is legitimately a great service. Almost as great.
Anyway, Phil Spencer just said we're doing a great job, guys.
It was a bit. I was about to grill the shit out of Chris for taking a phone call on the show.
Okay, if I did take a phone call on the show and you grilled me for it, fuck you. What if it was important?
Well, then I wouldn't have, but the way you acted about it was so douchey, but I should have figured it was a bit. Anyways, this isn't important because Pridge, Chris, and Elise, it's time to go home and become family people because this week's winner is David. David, are you ready for your minute to win?
I'm always prepared. Listen, y'all, two important things going on right now. So today, I think it's might even be starting now. Or no, starts this weekend. Summer Games Done Quick. So it's this really cool event where it is a bunch of speedrunners do speedruns for days straight, doing a bunch of different games, all for charity. I recommend every single one of you go check it out. Even if you're not going to donate, they have really cool stuff. I have watched some amazing things I did not know were possible in video games. Namely the Celeste speedrun. The year I watched it was absolutely amazing. And there's just a ton of cool stuff. 100% recommend watching it. Also, you know what? Pride Month's over, but Pride Year has just begun. So, all the time, be prideful. It's awesome.
Speaking of GDQ, RK fan in the chat says, why am I not running Super Mario 64 for GDQ? Well, funny you should mention that, RK. We'll find out, not tomorrow, on Saturday, July the 3rd, whether or not RK fan can actually play Super Mario 64 with any speed whatsoever. That is going to be on twitch.tv/LeThickBoys, hosted by yourself as RK fan and stream friend Squat Cobbler. Race it out live for your enjoyment.
Did you say hosted by yourself?
Yeah, it's straight up. I'm going to be like a commentator.
No,
David, you're correct,
used
yes.
very incorrect words, but that's fine.
Will said there's a Save Data Subpixel show recording tomorrow.
That was the second thing I was going to talk about.
Okay,
yes.
Okay, there we go.
So me and Will from Subpixel are going to be doing a show where we talk about Hideo Kojima and his games and weird creativity and stuff. Chris isn't invited because Chris hates Hideo Kojima. I don't know, Chris. Maybe if you were better friends with Will and worked with him still, you could be on this show. But
time's fucking tall.
Yeah, it's called Chasing Kojima. Will does have a really cool art design for it, so I'm really excited to do this and just talk about Hideo Kojima.
Will, amazing job excluding Chris. Amazing fucking job.
He says Chris will be a special guest. As if he wants to now.
I'd prefer that to being on another weekly show. Are you fucking kidding me? Wait, is this a weekly Hideo Kojima show?
No, it's not. It's not. I wouldn't agree to be on a weekly thing. Are you kidding me?
I was gonna say, that's a bad idea, dude.
Yeah.
5 seconds later, Will's like, "Wait, no, it's weekly."
Yeah. I mean,
what do you mean? It's twice a week. It's
assuming that Hideo Kojima doesn't keep releasing news every week, then sure.
It's a daily Hideo Kojima news update. It's like that Elden Ring.
The Elden Ring thing, yeah. Other things to talk about this week. Tomorrow, we've got another episode of Save Data Cast. David, what's that going to be about?
Save Data Cast. Since Horizon Forbidden West is presumably coming this holiday season, and most of our cast here has recently played Horizon Zero Dawn, we're going to do a spoiler cast of Horizon Zero Dawn, talking all the different points. So if you have checked out the game and want to hear discussions, or are not going to check out the game and do not mind spoilers, come listen in, tune in. It'll be fun. That's at 4:30 Pacific, 7:30 Eastern on Friday, July 2nd.
Weehaw. Pringeless Crease. Bridge Elise Chris. Anything else to plug?
What did you just say?
I combined Chris and Elise's name.
Frangulus Crease, which is either some kind of bird person or a character from the Bible. One of the two.
I thought it was a final.
Oh God.
Like a fucking Final Fantasy summon.
Pringeless
Chris.
It's like you mixed up the final syllables of Chris and I's names.
Yes.
We do a Pokemon stream on this fucking channel. You can find that. It'll be up on YouTube, edited by the lovely Carl. That's OP, official procrastinator, Carl. That'll be up on Sunday. We might not be able to stream this.
I was able to confirm I can do Tuesday night. So as long as Jason can, which he probably can.
Yes. We'll be missing Monday. We won't get a Monday stream. We'll make it. Honey, we'll make it up to you. We'll buy you flowers.
We're going to Disneyland.
We're going to medieval times. Dinner and tournament.
Maybe you can find a flash drive there. Just don't look what's on it.
I guess I'll plug Will Crosby's bullshit.
No, fuck Will Crosby.
I know, fucking asshole. I'm streaming with the Subpixel Boys and probably Karen on Sunday. That's the 4th of July. You're familiar. We're going to be playing, I forget. Oh, sorry, Betrayal Legacy as part of their board games review show. So tune in for that. I assume we'll stream for 3-4 hours like we did with the terrible Dark Souls game. Don't try to tell me the Dark Souls game is good. It's bad. That's all I got.
Fun. Okay, well,
Yeah.
nothing else to plug. Then I think we will end it for this week. We're ending it for this week.
Good with me. Yeah.
Fuck.
Once again, thank you all so much for watching. You can catch this show live on twitch.tv/SaveDataTeam every Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. But if not, no worries. It goes up on YouTube and podcast service the following day. But until next time, this has been Around the Monitor.
A ding, ding, ding.
Game Pass.